had a maid in Egypt who told me a story in an Egyptian village. When she was playing near the river Nile one day, she and other children saw a body of a woman floating on the Nile River. And parents came and rushed and took the kids away. And she asked, "Who is that?" And somebody told her, "This is the body of a woman who doesn't want to obey Islam." Guess what? Nobody reported it to the police. And the village police walked away like nothing happened until the body of that girl, of that woman, disappeared in the Nile with no memory, no reporting of a murder. Honor killing and apostate killings in the Muslim world happen a lot. Over 5,000 and 10,000 a year happen in the Muslim world. Enough to silence anybody from saying, "I don't want to practice Islam anymore."
What you don't get, you're seeing it every day. You're seeing it everywhere. You're seeing it in the street, in Madrid, in Paris, in London, calling for Sharia law to be implemented in those countries.
Because I believe that they are afraid of Rifqa, not just for now, because when she's 18, she's going to be a living, walking, breathing testimony of the danger of Islam and Sharia law and apostasy, and she's going to tell her story of faith in Jesus, and they don't want her. I don't believe they want her to have that ability. So they're trying their best right now to have her sent back to her parents before she's 18 so they can get her out of the country and she won't be a threat to anybody.
Rifqa Bary is right. Believe her. Yeah. Believe her, courthouse. Yeah. Amen. How can I live in peace in America? I'm a U.S. citizen. How can I live in peace when there are mosques in America who believe in Sharia? How can I live in peace when there are Muslim scriptures bought and sold and read in America, ordering the people who read them to kill apostates? How can I live in America in peace when there are Muslim leaders, respected Muslim leaders, who say apostates must be killed?
One of the many bitter ironies about this case is the involvement of the Noor Islamic Center in Columbus, because the Noor Islamic Center is very clearly a hotbed of what is generally known as extremist or radical Islam. In particular, they have ties to Sheikh Yusuf al-Qaradawi. Now, Yusuf al-Qaradawi is an internationally renowned Islamic scholar, and he has said very plainly that all the schools of Islamic law teach that the apostate must be killed. And this is a guy who has been in close contact with an imam in Columbus who was the scholar in residence at the Noor Islamic Mosque until he fled the country because of his own ties to terrorism, and he's not in the United States now. And so you got Qaradawi saying very clearly that the apostate should be killed, and the Noor Islamic Mosque is tied to Qaradawi, and yet everybody's denying that Islam teaches that the apostate should be killed. Well, not only does Islam teach that the apostate should be killed, but they teach it at the Noor Mosque.
You know, people say, "Oh, is this about hatred of Islam? This is about hatred of Muslims." It is not. It is not. I want to tell you, I love Muslims. I love all Muslims because my family are still Muslims. Most of my family are Muslims today. There's a difference between loving Muslims and hating hateful ideology. Now, I despise Islamic ideology because it enslaves people. We don't hate Germans, but we do hate Nazis, okay? We hate Nazi ideology. We don't hate Germans, though. It's the same difference, okay?
This is not religion, ladies and gentlemen. That has nothing to do with religion. Religion is a relationship with God. It's a relationship with the Lord. But Islam is a relationship with the state. Islam is a one-party totalitarian system.
And this is why you're here. This is why there's a rally, so that they know across the street that people are watching them, that they are our elected officials, that they are going to be held accountable for what happens to this little girl, because what happens to this little girl is what's going to happen to America. I assure you. I assure you that this is a landmark case because Rifqa represents America. She represents America. It is a rule of law versus Sharia law.
If American Christians are willing to send missionaries there to stand with those people, you better be willing to do it here when people come to faith here. And this is the message to the American church, that this place, this block, this entire city ought to be filled not with people spewing hate, but people standing with Rifqa, saying, no, we will stand with you. If we're going to ask you to lay your life down for your faith, just like Rifqa did, just like people all over the Middle East do, then how about we lay our lives down as American Christians as well and say, we will stand with you. That is the message today.